get started. You happy? Yeah,
Happy to-
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's pretty awkward sitting down talking with your business partner, but we'll get into it. It's exciting to do this for the first time. I think we want to be able to share some insights into our industry, what we do behind the scenes. And we thought a logical place to start was to interview my new business partners, which is always nice. You're not new anymore. You've been with me now
18 months.
18 months, yep.
Yeah.
And as part of that process, I've really enjoyed the change. I've enjoyed the growth.
Yeah.
And I think having each of you in the business in a different leadership capacity has been fantastic for me. So
Yeah.
I'd like to share that with everyone. But we're going to go through a bunch of questions together today. Hopefully they stimulate your mind and you can share with people, I guess, some key themes that might be relevant within the industry.
Yep.
But I guess you as an individual, as a contributor to this business, you've been, although you don't look like, you've been in the industry for over 20 years.
I've been, 22 years this year, so it's been a long time.
Feels like 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Feels like you started yesterday.
Every day is different, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. It is. And I mean, I see it month in, month out. You're very consistent with your numbers and your performance. The consumer or the buyer or the seller probably don't care too much about the numbers behind the scenes, but as an industry, it's a real credit to you.
Yeah, I think the consumer does. They do consider numbers when they're choosing an agent. They certainly look at who is the most consistent out there in the marketplace. They certainly look at the mediums that are available to them, like REA and Domain, and have a look at who the top performers are in the area.
How are you looking at the moment?
Oh yeah, dude. I always do it. I wouldn't mention that if I wasn't sort of consistently ranked at the top. But I do believe it does make a difference to the consumer as well. They do want an agent that is consistently performing because that, of course, is always backed by a really good brand, but also a really good database as well. And they do draw on that experience that, the database is very important to people when they're choosing an agent. So, the consistency comes along with that.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Is 20 years. I look forward to the day that I get there one day, but
Not too far away.
yes, thanks. In terms of that consistency piece, so maybe give us the top 3 things that you really think have been the reason why.
For me, it's always branding and personal profile out there in the marketplace. For me, I've always been driven by working a certain area. People know me as being a Chelsea Heights and the surrounds, I guess a specialist in that area. I've always focused my marketing money, my client care programs around people that live in the area that I work in. I live in Chelsea Heights as well, so I think that's really important because I'm seen out in the community.
Yep.
I sponsor a lot of local clubs, kindergartens, etc., and I think that does help to my brand. So certainly the consistency piece comes from being seen in the area that I work and I specialise in. The second piece of, I guess, which adds to the consistency is the team that I work with. They allow me to be able to do my job, be able to get onto the phones to all of my past clients to make sure that they're being looked after. The journey with me just doesn't end at settlement. And I think that's really one of my strengths is the fact that I do look after the client from when they first engage me to sell their home right up until settlement and beyond. For me, it's really important to make sure that I'm getting referrals from those people that have had a great experience with me. I like to think that their real estate journey is one that's enjoyable. And I know that because people are constantly ringing me saying, my mum wants to sell, or my sister's selling, or a friend's selling.
Yeah.
So that for me is the biggest piece of, important piece of being consistent as an agent is to make sure that you're always available and you're always there to give advice to people.
And taking them on the right journey, like you said.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, your references, your reviews and everything. I think we were out for lunch yesterday and 2 people stopped us and said, "Hi, Tanja," which is always nice.
And it is nice.
Nice. I didn't know who they were. They didn't want to talk to me. They just wanted to talk to you. So, let's get into the questions and let's see where the conversation takes us. So, buy demand. We've seen it shifting, particularly in 2025. How are you seeing the competition at open home?
Yeah.
And how the market is sort of shaping going into this year?
Last year, I guess the last quarter of last year was a difficult one for us. We'd come off the back of many interest rate rises in a row, and we did expect a little bit of rate relief towards the end of the year. We did not get that. Plus, we had the American election where I guess the world economy was a little bit shaken by the result there.
Yeah.
We saw the market in certain areas and certain price categories almost plummet by 10 to 15%. So people were a little bit shaken. We didn't know what 2025 would bring. I worked over the Christmas New Year period and was quite amazed at the buyer groups and numbers through open for inspections, particularly the first open for inspections of the year, 28th of December, 4th of January, moving through to our first auction, which was the 18th of January.
Yeah, you started early.
Yeah. I always start early.
I like breaks.
I do like holidays, but I also want to take advantage of the fact that everyone else is on holiday. I do that consistently every year. Again, that word consistent. People know that I will work over the Christmas New Year period. I think a lot of people do have time off. A lot of people make big life choices during that Christmas New Year period. And I want to be there to be able to give advice or at least show the homes that are available. People and vendors are not on the market during Christmas New Year if they're not serious about selling. So they're not testing the market.
Good.
They're there to be serious. So one campaign in particular, we had 125 groups through that Christmas New Year period. So to me, it's just proven testament that, hey, it does work. For me, I will again next year do exactly the same thing, and I'll be encouraging my potential vendors to go early. It does work. We've got many case studies through January, February that says that buyer demand is huge.
Yeah.
The buyers that we're seeing are super competitive. They're confident to bid at auction, which in Chelsea Heights, Bond Beach, that area, it's been a shift in the way buyers now purchase. Anyone that knows me from the area knows that I've always been a private sale agent. I think it comes down to being part of Jellis Craig now and obviously working with you as the auctioneer that I've got a lot more confidence in the process. The buyers have got a lot of confidence because they know me and they know that they'll always get the right advice from me. And we give them that 4-week period to be able to do their due diligence so that when they do bid, they're bidding with confidence.
You're answering my third question already. So.
Oh, sorry.
But it's all good. It's all good material and good content. So thank you. Let's get into the next question. The types of properties. So you've obviously made it very clear that we're seeing huge demand in 2025 for a whole range of factors. But the types of properties that we're seeing that are selling right now, where are you seeing buyers gravitating to at the moment?
Oh, family homes, without a doubt. Family homes, without a doubt. Anything from a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1-living area to 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Doesn't matter whether it's renovated or whether it needs work.
Yep.
Everything is selling. Apartments always struggle a little bit. However, we tend at Jellis Craig to I guess, seek out the better quality properties.
Yep.
They are doing incredibly well. So we've had, I think, 19 auctions this year. A combination of all sorts of properties have sold, but certainly the properties that are attracting the higher numbers are either beautiful townhomes, townhouses that are ready to move into, houses that need a little bit of work. We attract our young tradies that live in the area. They love that opportunity to add value. But then the fully renovated homes, we can't get enough of those. If I had, 20 campaigns running of that sort of property at any one time, I'd be a very rich lady.
Chelsea Road was a good one that we auctioned a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
This isn't in the questions, but
no, that's all right.
As you were talking about renovations and so forth. Tell us that story, because I think that's somewhat relevant. You took a home on a complete journey.
Yep.
I walked out to call an auction and half of Chelsea was there.
Yeah.
Which is always nice.
It's a great campaign. Yeah.
And I think which is extreme. It's a testament to you and the vendor for working through the process, but 8-9 bidders and a result that hit levels that I wasn't expecting or anyone was expecting.
No.
What do you that type of scenario, what do you put that down to?
That was a really great campaign. We were introduced to this home that needed a lot of work. We're talking 2 professional cleans before we could even get the painter in there. We then worked with the owner, who was on board with every suggestion that we made. Their goal was to get the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. They listened to us, which was Laurie that works in my team, project managed, new flooring, fresh coat of paint, new carpets, gardening, cleaning, the works. Like everything was done.
You took everything?
Everything from start to finish. That's the service offering that we have.
Yep.
And it was something that took all of that coordination away from the vendor. We took that on.
Yep.
We did that job within a 5-6 week period. We took the home to auction again, start of the year, had well over 100 groups through the home, multiple second inspections, 6-7 bidders on the day. We reached the reserve quite comfortably and quite quickly, and then exceeded that. And I think, again, it was a really great campaign for Chelsea. As you said, half of Chelsea was out there, which was great. It was good. It was great brand for us, but more importantly, an exceptional result for the own.
Yeah, absolutely. And the vendors were the loveliest people.
Oh, so nice. Yes. Yeah.
All right, final question.
Sure.
Well done on your first podcast. How's it feel?
You. Yeah, great.
Good. You can do this every week.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get you back, all right?
Thank you. I don't think you have any choice.
That's okay. Yeah, true. So you touched on it a little bit before, but I think it's important to know if I'm asking you in the living room, Tanja, auction, private sale, what would you advise? Tell us, what you're seeing at the moment, what's really working well at the moment for someone who would want to work with you.
Yeah, okay. As I mentioned earlier, I was always predominantly private sale. Towards the end of the year, we lost control of the buyers. They were taking their time, dragging their heels on making decisions. For me, it was about taking back control and making sure that they could make a decision within a 4-week timeline. If you choose a private sale method, two things can happen. It can either sell very quickly or it can it's like sailing a boat out to the ocean. You don't know where you're going. You don't know when you're going to get there.
That's a magic quote. Use that one again.
It's all right. I will. You can quote me on that. However, the same thing can happen with auction as well. If it's super popular, we get a standout offer. We can, in fact, sell the property prior to auction. Has to be a bit of a knockout blow for that to happen. And again, we're very good at looking at the data, making sure that we're tracking to the KPIs. So, look, I love auction at the moment. I've all of a sudden got...
Please record that.
I know, it is recorded. It's recorded. I love auctions at the moment, only because we can control the buyers. We've given them a lot of time to be able to do their own due diligence. As I mentioned earlier, they can then make the decision to put their hand up on the day. We try not to encourage prior offers. I think the buyers do really like the transparency of the auction process.
Yep.
They can see their competition. They know who they have to bid higher than. It's an unconditional sale for our owner as well. And there's nothing more delightful than putting that sold sticker up at the end and handing them their lovely bottle of champagne and saying, go and enjoy that. Congratulations.
I guess looking at the data too, without pumping your tyres up too much, I don't think you haven't not sold a home going to auction in 2025. So
that is correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And again, you make my life easy because I get to turn up and add up the numbers and the buyers are comfortable, which is important.
Yes, I mean, don't sell yourself short. You do a lot of work with the listing agent during a campaign. Mid-campaign meetings are super important. The reserve set meeting is super important, and that's a service, again, that I think we offer that not a lot of people do. Having you involved in that process, guiding the vendor on the journey of what to expect on the day is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. We want everyone entering it. It's not, I must say that they don't go to auction every week, and we don't take that for granted. And I'm delighted to see how well the year started for you, so well done.
Thank you.
We'll get the other girls in a minute as well and get their take on things, but top marks, well done.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the year.
Thank you so much.